Good morning, everyone. Virgo Triad here. It is January 16th, 2019, and happy Wednesday to everyone. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. For the last year and a half that I have been debunking certain lunatic fringe, sovereign citizen, freemen on the land, and more nonsense that they come up with regards to the law and why they think the United States is a corporation and why they think birth certificates are monetized, so on and so forth. The question and the debate has come up over and over again with regards to this company, Dunn and Bradstreet. There is a huge misunderstanding with regards to what Dunn and Bradstreet credit reporting is and who they report credit on and what it's used for. There seems to be an ongoing argument that if someone or something is listed in Dunn & Bradstreet, that means they're a corporation. Therefore, in the event that someone goes through the Dunn & Bradstreet listing and finds that there's a Dunn & Bradstreet or D&B number associated with a particular business, that automatically means that that is a corporation. Now, instances where this has been a concern or where this has been allowed to fool others. Not long ago, April Lejeune decided to attempt to try to prove, falsely, that the United States is indeed a corporation. The way that she attempted to do that was by pulling up some cherry-picked information on the United States and then showing that there are several Dunn & Bradstreet numbers with the United States in the name. Number one, that doesn't prove anything simply because there are several companies that have United States in the name, and a lot of them have absolutely nothing to do with the United States government. For example, Federal Express has absolutely nothing to do with the United States government. It's kind of the same type of argument, all right? But I think the majority of people got that. What they didn't get, and what I'm seeing an influx in comments and questions on, is how do you get a Dunn & Bradstreet number? Why do you have it? And does it prove that anybody who does have it is a corporation? And the answer is this: no, it doesn't. Just because something has a Dunn & Bradstreet number does not mean it's a corporation. As a matter of fact, you can have a Dunn & Bradstreet number even if you are a business of one that is unincorporated, meaning a sole proprietor. There are a few different types of businesses that you can register under when you get your fictitious business name. One is a sole proprietorship. This is generally one person that has a very small amount of people that work with them. They make a very small amount in the grand scheme of things over a year's time. They take personal responsibility for everything and hold ultimate unlimited liability, which means that if there is a problem, they are ultimately responsible. Regardless, as a sole proprietor, if you decide that you want to build a business credit profile in order to have Uline ship your boxes in for things that you sell on eBay, for example, you get a Dunn & Bradstreet number. And your credit worthiness, just like with a regular credit bureau like Experian, is going to be built up over time. And that way, when you decide you want a line of credit from another supplier like Uline, they can look and see that you've been a good person and you have paid your bills on time and that you're worthy or not to receive a credit line from yet another business. It's simply a way to get credit lines should you decide you want to use them in a net 40, net 30, net 60 type of payment format from suppliers. All businesses generally have at least one of these that they use on a regular basis, and it requires for that company to be able to pull a credit report on you as a business, but a sole proprietor is absolutely not a corporation. Partnerships, where both of you are equally liable in a general partnership and in limited partnerships. The creditors cannot go after the personal assets of limited partners, but in general partnerships, they have unlimited liability, meaning it's the same as a sole proprietor. So therefore, if you get into some kind of trouble as far as financially, you're subject to go bankrupt yourself, and so is your partner. Whereas in a limited partnership, that's not so much the case. However, partnerships are just two people that have decided to go into business together and are acting under basically the same governed laws as a sole proprietor. They are absolutely not corporations. However, the majority of partnerships that have been around for any length of time and that stay in business for any length of time have a Dunn and Bradstreet number. In order for other suppliers and other businesses to determine their creditworthiness while they are in business, so that they can attempt to service them as a business. Number 3, a corporation. Everybody knows what a corporation is. Okay, this is exactly what people are talking about all the time. The owners are stockholders and enjoy limited liability, but have limited involvement in the company's operations. The board of directors, an elected group from the stockholders, controls the activities of the corporation. A corporation, yes, because it is a business, it has a Dunn and Bradstreet number. Corporations also use the Dunn and Bradstreet reporting system for exactly the same thing, so that they can check and others can check what the creditworthiness is of their business, and they can check the creditworthiness of other people's business. Same exact thing as every other type of business. Limited liability company, we've already basically gone into. Limited liability company basically is a limited liability for the parties that hold it. However, if they want to do business from a net 30, net 60, net 90 standpoint with other sole proprietors, limited liability companies, corporations, and partnerships, they absolutely need a Dunn and Bradstreet number. That D&B number is what provides them with knowing that others are trustworthy and pay their bills, and it provides others with knowing that they are trustworthy and pay their bills, the same as every other type of business, including a cooperative, which there's no need to go any further into this, as I'm sure that you can see where I'm going here. The bottom line is this: Dunn and Bradstreet is not someone who services just corporations. They service anybody and everybody who has anything even as small as a sole proprietorship that are using their own personal social security number in order to run their business. What a D&B number is a secondary number that separates their personal credit from their business credit. And their lines of business that they do business with and for show up on that credit report, so that others that are looking to service them as suppliers can see whether they're creditworthy or not. When it comes to these people trying to tell you that the United States of America is a corporation simply because they can tell you or show you that there's Dunn and Bradstreet numbers on these specific entities, proves nothing. Literally everything that has to do with the federal government is going to have a D&B number, and almost everything that has to do with the federal government will have a AAA rating score. And the reason for that is because they pay their bills. There is nothing else to it. It's not some great conspiracy, and it is absolutely no way to determine whether a state or anything in the business world is a corporation or not. All right, I hope this helps everyone. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. And of course, you can always email me if you want to privately at virgotriad@protonmail.com. Hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.